Welcome back to Business Class. There's so much going on in Hobart at the moment, it can be hard to know where to start. And you can combine extraordinary history, landscape and culture. It offers so much more than just Mona and the obvious Tassie tourist attractions. To get the top tips for visitors to this scenic city, we're joined by Adam Ford, editor of the Big Bus Tour and travel guide. Adam, thanks so much for your time today. We really do appreciate it. Tell us what's on the top of your list here in terms of Hobart. Perhaps we should start with places to stay.
Absolutely. Look, Hobart is hot. This destination has been named, one of the world's great travel destinations to visit by Lonely Planet a couple of times. As you said, great food and wine scene, fantastic culture and art and history. I'm going to recommend two executive retreats today. The first one is the Islington Hotel, which is in South Hobart, about a 20-minute walk down to the waterfront, downhill on the way there, jump in a taxi on the way back. Now, this hotel, or this property, was built back in 1847, and it was described at the time as a genteel and commodious residence, and I'm pleased to say that it still is all these years later. Of course, today it combines the old and the new, all the mod cons you could want. 11 suites with custom-made king-size beds, beautiful furnishings, an amazing collection of objets d'art and antiques, and great views of Mount Wellington to boot. So that is the Islington Hotel in Hobart. The second one I'm going to recommend is located about 30 minutes drive out of Hobart in the Derwent Valley. Now, the Derwent Valley is home to New Norfolk, which has some great wineries, antique stores, and also a boutique guest house called the Woodbridge on the Derwent. Now, this property was built back in 1825. It's almost 2 centuries old, can you believe it? It was renovated in 2005, opened as a luxury guest house, and it's a fantastic stay. It's Tassie's only member of the Small Luxury Hotels of the World group, and it was recommended by Business Review as one of the top 10 luxury hotels in Australia. So fantastic. Check that out. The Woodbridge on the Derwent.
The Woodbridge on the Derwent and the Islington there. OK, we'll keep our eyes on those. Let's also talk about restaurant. What about eating and drinking? Tassie's known as a food ball, so they must be good.
Kate, I'm telling you this, you've got to watch your weight when you go down there. You eat so much. The food is incredible. Look, there's lots of really innovative and creative eateries around the place these days. The Source over at Mona is one of them. But I'm going to recommend the latest offering from the team behind Smolt at Salamanca Square. Now, they've opened a new restaurant called Frank down on the waterfront. Now, this is in a refurbished office building foyer. It's a South American-inspired hot bed of shared plates and tapas, an amazing menu. Don't miss the oven-roasted oysters with chorizo, garlic and pepper, and do not even think of turning up without a reservation. You will be sadly disappointed. This place is hot. If you're looking for a spot for a pre-dinner drink, I'd suggest heading over to the Hunter Street waterfront to the Henry Jones Art Hotel. Now, a lot of people are familiar with that venue. Great hotel, housed in the former IXL Jam Factory down there on the waterfront. They've got a restaurant, Henry's, but they've got a great bar, the IXL Long Bar. Fantastic cocktail list, great wine list, a perfect spot to wind down after a hard day of sightseeing and gallery hopping.
Very nice. Mouth-watering, in fact. Let's talk about the must-sees and do's. Of course, we always hear about Mona. Perhaps we should kick off with that.
Absolutely. Look, the behemoth that is Mona. I'd heard a lot about Mona, and this is my first visit there, and there was a lot of hype, and I thought, you know what, is it really going to live up to the hype? Let me tell you, it absolutely lived up to the hype. Probing into the dark recesses of David Walsh's subterranean masterpiece is high on the list of must-dos for most visitors to Hobart, and with good reason. There's a lot to do at Mona. You can pretty much give it a whole day. They've got the gallery, but they've also got an outdoor performance space, a sculpture garden, the vineyard. There's 2 or 3 bars and restaurants. There's even a night light show, so a lot going on. Leave yourself enough time to see it all. The gallery has 3 levels. The first level is for touring installations. At the moment, they've got the garishly irreverent Gilbert and George through till the end of March. The top 2 layers of the gallery are for the permanent collection, and that is the artworks that will absolutely polarise, but that is the point. So it's an absolute must-see. Highly recommend it, Mona.
And what else do we need to keep an eye out for in Hobart? Of course, there's the markets as well, which are well known.
Absolutely. Look, most people, it's not a visit to Hobart unless you've paid a visit to the Salamanca Markets. The markets have been running since 1972. What I love about the Salamanca Markets is it's a great chance to connect with local creatives and producers and really get in at that grassroots level and see what's going on in the creative sector, which you really can't do at Mona. So Saturday mornings for the Salamanca Market. While you're there, I'll recommend 2 historic walking tours to do around town. There's a wealth of Georgian, Victorian and Edwardian architecture across Hobart. It's extraordinary. Hobart Walking Tours runs an itinerary from the Hunter Street waterfront up Macquarie Street across to St David's Park. It'll give you a backstory on a lot of the buildings and monuments that you'll see there. And Salamanca Walk focuses on the Salamanca precinct. It's a 2-hour walk. It really drills down to the detail that you're going to miss on your own, right down to things like the convict insignia, which is carved into the brickwork around the base of Parliament House, which is really amazing, but you'd have no hope of discovering it on your own. So check that one out, the Salamanca Walk. If you want any information on any of these attractions, there's a city guide on my website at thebigbus.com.au. Check that out. They're all there.
You've sold me. Fantastic, Adam Ford. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. See ya.